This video is for the work drawing for the linkage arm. This is going to be on size A paper. And if you forgot how to do that, you're going to go back to the stack work drawing video, and in the first 2 minutes I'll cover how to change that. And then also for assignment B, you need to make sure that you do a work drawing for the linkage peg. That one again is very similar to the stack. So if you go back at that video, it'll kind of give you a kind of an overview of how to make it. So I'm going to now go to base, and mine, because I actually set up my part originally so the front would be the front, it works out just fine. If yours is, well, looking like that or something else, you could just easily tip it so your front looks the same as mine. It doesn't matter what this little cube says. Honestly, I could flip it on its head and this part still looks the same because it is symmetrical. So now I can place in my other views. You can do that by placing it or just using these little arrows. I apparently used up the arrows, so I can't click on it, but you can kind of see how it tries to add some extra stuff in. So I can click OK. And we're going to shade this one by double clicking. Click on the blue cylinder and then OK. And I can see that something went a little bit wrong with this because if I zoom in, I'm missing my hidden lines. So if I double click on this, and see how there's 3 options here? One's for shaded. You know what that does already. It shades this. These 2 are for when it's clear inside. So we have hidden lines visible and then hidden lines removed. We want them to be visible for this part. So it's an easy thing to fix if you realize that yours are not showing up. Next, we're going to go to Annotate and put in our center marks. That's easy to do now because we can kind of see what's going on. I only need to do the outside one because if I do the inside, I'm not going to really see what I'm doing anyways, plus I just added it. You can't see a difference. And now we have the center line, which I used in the stack video. And this time I like to use the Centerline bisector because it makes a lot more sense over here. So if we zoom in, we can click and add it in. You can see how it extends up. And if I was to take this and drag it down, it lines up perfectly. So same thing over here. And again, if you're having issues clicking on these, zoom in. It makes life so much easier for this. Alright, so they all line up. And again, if you're terrible at zooming, home on your keyboard shows you what's going on. Alright, now we can add in our dimensions. So I'm going to add in this dimension right here, and I'm going to add something different that you might have not seen before. TYP. That stands for typical. So both this side and this side are going to be the same. So I'm putting a typical, so then I don't have to dimension both. And then hole and thread. Alright, and I can do the same with that one. So I can escape out of the tool, make sure that's not blue anymore. Double click on it. Cap locks TYP, and you can add that in. So I can see this is kind of close to my border. I don't like how close it is, so I'm going to just shift this over a little bit. If your dimensions are too close to the border, sometimes it makes it illegible, especially if it's number 1. Ones in the border kind of blend together, so I like to leave a nice gap between my dimensions and the border. So there are quite a few more dimensions that you need to add into this, but I am going to leave that to you. So for this drawing, make sure you add in the rest of your dimensions, finish this one up, finish the linkage peg, and make sure you hand those 2 work drawings in. Oh, and just in case you need a reminder of how to turn these into a PDF, File, Export, PDF, and then you're going to save it. So again, don't forget, add all your dimensions, turn it into a PDF before you submit it to me so it shows up properly when you submit it on Schoology.